Well, let's get to your stock picks for today. Alex, what will it be?
So before the show, me and Graeme had a quick chat about SA looking quite cheap. And one of those, I think, is the banks for me. So I still like Absa. So the 2023 financial year is going to get the results soon. Slightly tough for them, but I think they can have a much better calendar year coming up. And if you look at the forward dividend yields in more than 9% for Absa, and it's still growing. I mean, Absa is not anywhere close to peak earnings. So we think the business is still very well positioned. And whenever there's a bit of a risk on rally in South Africa or the sentiment improves towards Africa, the likes of Absa will probably re-rate back to a dividend of, call it 7 or so %. So that pretty much means some quite decent capital upside while earnings and dividends are still growing. And we think it's a relatively low risk investment if you want to buy South African shares. And you can pretty much make that argument for most of African banks, but at the moment, my preference is for Absa.
All right. Graeme, on your side, what will your stock pick be?
A little bit embarrassing. Mine is also Absa, so it's,
oh, I love it.
I'm happy to go with another one.
Yeah.
But I think Alex and I think very much the same in some ways. So I think banks are sometimes like a window into the economy. Absa, from a trading point of view, maybe a provisioning point of view, hits a little bit harder, and that just comes back to what we were talking about, Lewis, in terms of where they have their exposure. But I think Alex summarized it well. The only thing I would maybe add to that is, the year-end December forecasts of, we'll call it about $23 worth of earnings.
Yeah.
Even if you think that's a little bit lofty and you say they'll do 22, which I would doubt. This business probably deserves through the cycles to trade on a 10 multiple, that gives you, call it 22, 23 times 10s, 222, 30 target price at 157-ish, that's over 40% upside. And I think, as Alex so eloquently said, you're being really well rewarded with a dividend yield that's beating cash. In fact, it's probably beating short-dated government bonds. So my sense is that as Alex said, your downside is quite limited. If interest returns to South African markets, I think Absa could rate, and it has underperformed its peer group quite significantly. And, the reality is the tide goes out and the tide comes in. When the tide comes in, my sense is that all the boats will lift, but because they've been relatively marked down, there's more upside. So, but it's embarrassing. Sorry, we've got the same stock.
No, it's okay. I love it. Thank you so much for your time and for your analysis today, gents. Really, really appreciate it. That is all for tonight's Stock Watch. Thanks to our guests, Alex Duys from Umthombo Wealth and Graeme Körner from Körner Perspective.